Hey, this is Stan with Stan the Coach coming to you again this week. We've got another great show lined up for you. Joining me as usual is the coach, Greg Ennis. Coach, how are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing awesome tonight.
Well, I know you are. We had a little chance to talk and got a lot of fun things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 3A football from this past season uh, and also some coaching cliches or things that you hear at the ballpark or the game. Coach and I have been talking about this for a couple of years now, still trying to figure things out, but we're going to see if we can find out what the true meaning of these.
And we got it narrowed down.
Yeah, we got it narrowed down. Hashtag uh, whatever. Uh, but coach, 3A football from last year in Region One, which was, you've always said the more pine trees, the better the football. Well,
Hey, it, historically, that shows true.
in Class 3A, making the playoffs out of Region 1 in this order was T.R. Miller, Hillcrest Evergreen, Bayside Academy, and Flomaton. And finishing that region out was Chickasaw, XL, and Cottage Hill. And XL had a better year. They finished 6-4 and didn't make the playoffs. And
Well, they got a new coach over there last year, and he came in with a little unorthodox offense, and XL's always played really good defense, but he came in with a little unorthodox offense, and they had some success with it now.
well, you think here's one of those cliches that he changed the culture.
I don't know about
I
all
don't know
that.
what that means, but
I do know he had a different offense, and it fit their personnel really well.
so you say that was probably more of a on the ground game or through the air.
So it was definitely on the ground. I don't think they fouled about 7 times all year.
So that was the old two yards and a cloud of dust.
Well, something like that. When I was at Georgiana, the reporter from Greenville asked me one time, said, "Coach, what kind of offense are you gonna run?" And I told him, I said, "Well, I promise you this, it won't be no three clouds and a yard of dust." And,
Did he
he
quote
actually wrote that. He
you?
actually put the paper in the Greenville Gazette or whatever it is.
Well, with that region, Hillcrest, Bayside, and Flomaton. Flomaton's been a big heavy hitter the past few years. Has a lot of talent run through there. Just a few years removed from winning a state championship.
Yeah, that whole region over there, when you start talking about T.R. Miller, Flomaton now, Hillcrest of Evergreen, I mean, you're talking about teams that have got a few blue maps hanging on the wall.
Well, probably when you had your stint over at Miller, Flomaton probably wasn't a big rival during that time, was it?
We didn't even play them.
Yeah, and I think that has grown into a pretty big deal.
It has. Back when I was there, the two big rivals for us at Miller at the time was W.S. Neal, of course, and UMS Rock. That was our two big rivals. Now I think for T.R. Miller, I think W.S. Neal is always going to be a rival, and probably Flomaton is next. Um, so that's just the way times change.
Right. I know Coach Vickery, he does a heck of a job there at Flomaton.
He does, and they've hit a really good cycle right here lately.
Yeah, and rounding that out with Chickasaw, is a fairly new school, and Cottage Hill Christian rounded out the bottom there. But overall, that region, top to bottom, could play with any region in the state.
I know, I don't know if it was last year or not, but there was one year that region actually 1, 2, 3, and 4 all won their first round games.
Yeah, they may have even won their second round games too that year, Coach.
I think they did. I wasn't gonna say that for sure, but I know for a fact there was one year that they all 4 of them won their first round game. And that was a year that Hillcrest finished 4th. How would you like to be finish first in your area and get the honor and privilege of playing Hillcrest first round?
That's one of those making new friends games, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to move on to Region 2, the Wiregrass. I would say this region was top to bottom.
A lot of peanuts over there.
Yeah,
not pine trees, peanuts.
Yeah, they could have had the Peanut Bowl. The Slocum Red Tops won that region. With the
you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about them winning that region again.
Well, yeah, they're moving up, and coach has moved on, and they got a new coach they just named, but yeah, they got a tough road to hoe next season. But the Bobcats finished second, and Wicksburg third, and Houston Academy finished fourth in that region, and then Providence Christian, New Brockton, and the Delville Warhawks rounded that out, and the Warhawks finished 0-10 last year. So they got
Delville has historically been a pretty good program, but they've come across some hard times here recently.
They have, and I think next year they drop back down to 2A. So
that'll help them.
That'll help them quite a bit. But going to the Red Tops there, Slocum, Coach Richard Tisdale was there. Does a great job of getting his kids to play, and I think that's what he did here. Now he had a couple of what we call war daddies there. Jalen Nobles got pressed into time playing a little quarterback, a little bit of everything. Carried that team.
He had what's that word, Coach? He had some bell cows.
Yeah, he had a couple of them, and he was able to get there to the second round, and most of his offensive line may have been at the most 165. And I think he was getting everything he could get out of that O-line.
Well, that anytime in this day and age, players are just bigger, faster, and stronger than they were back when we played.
Yeah.
And when you have a team that's got an offensive line that size, then you have to do a really good job coaching to be able to compete. And he is.
Well, and moving on to the coaching, the Bobcats finishing second. Mike Dubose, head coach at Op, has coached in every league known to mankind except maybe Pee Wees that we know of, and has won a championship.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, not only that did he coach in them, he has won championships at every level. He won a high school championship when he was at Luverne. He won a national college championship when he was at the University of Alabama, and he also won the Super Bowl when he was with the Dallas Cowboys.
So what's he
That's
missing?
Pretty impressive.
He's missing the Op Rec League 10U championship.
Well, give him time.
Give him time. Well, I'll tell you one
Yeah.
thing with the op team is they had a lot of talent this past year, and me saying that, I don't feel like they achieved what they could have achieved this
Well,
past year.
there's a lot when you get in the playoffs. Anything can happen, and it takes more than just having good coaches and good players. Things has got to bounce right for you, and you got to have some breaks here and there that go your way to get to the state championship. But the Ops got a really good coaching staff. They've got a town that supports them. They're headed in the right direction, definitely.
Well, then you got the Wicksburg Panthers finished third. Uh, I think they're going to drop down to 2A next year, Coach, which is going to help them tremendously. Uh, and they do a good job over there. And the Houston Academy Raiders finished fourth in that region.
And that was Eddie Brundage's first year there at the helm.
That's right. And you know Coach Brundage.
Yes, I had the privilege to coach with Eddie. Eddie's a good coach. More important than that, he's a really good person, and he's got a wonderful wife, Sybil. She's just, there's not too many good coaches that don't have good wives, and he's got an exceptional one there. Miss Sybil is a special lady.
Well, then round that up, of course, you got Providence Christian, New Brockton, and Delville. So I'd say a top-heavy region.
It is, and I don't care how top heavy it is. Once that region gets to about the second or third round, they're going to be done.
Yeah, the only school we've had come out the past 2 or 3 years been Abbeville, that went just a year ago or 2 years ago to the state championship game.
Yeah, they did, and then last year they kind of stumped their toe.
Yeah, they stumped their whole foot last year.
Yeah.
But this week, Coach, we had Valentine's Day. How did that go at your house? Did you get a big box of chocolate or some flowers or?
Yeah, I
Or
did.
or did you give those out?
I gave them out. My wife, Miss Olivia, she's a special lady, and anytime I get a chance to let her know how special she is, I try to.
Well, it was pretty much every day, just like any day at our house. We grilled out and had a little nice dinner and stayed at the house. So that to us was pretty nice. We
Well,
could,
sometimes what do they call those things? Staycations or something where you stay
yeah,
at home. Like, I love those, one, because I don't like to go nowhere I can't walk back, and two, it's a whole lot cheaper at the house than it is at Applebee's.
yeah. It's a staycation is always nice. And for those young folks that don't understand that, they will one day.
Yeah,
Uh, but hey, Coach, let's move into cliches. How's
Coach,
that
I,
sound?
I I am ready.
Well, you go around the ball field or basketball gyms or the baseball fields or whatever, or an athletic event's taking place, you hear coaches and you hear them on TV when they're interviewing or talking to their team, or you hear fans in the stands, say some of the just craziest stuff that you're thinking that don't make a whole lot of sense. One other night when they interviewed at the Super Bowl, I can't remember which coach it was, but he said, and I wrote this down after he said, "We've got to play our game the second half."
Yeah, you can't play somebody else's.
So I was thinking that's stupid. What other game are you going to be playing?
Well, and coach,
What does that mean?
I don't know. I've never understood that we got to play our game. I wouldn't want to go out there and be playing the Super Bowl and decide, well, I believe what we're going to do is change the game to ping pong.
Yeah, we're going to play frisbee golf.
Yeah, I don't think that'd work. And one of my favorites is, you have to take it one game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time.
One game at a time. Well, what are you going to do? You going to play two teams? You going to go out there and play two teams in one game? No. Or two games at one time? No. You better take it one game at a time.
I'll tell you one that's come up over the past few years. It's not but I guess it could fall into this category. Is I despise any hashtag that says something strong. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
It could be Andalusia strong, strong, Geneva, whatever, strong, whatever. What does that hashtag strong mean?
Listen, the only thing I know is you better not put hashtag weak.
Yeah.
Or what else? What else? Isn't everybody trying to be strong?
I would think so.
Yeah. So, one thing, Coach, that I hear that just drives me crazy is when somebody says, talking about a player, well, Johnson there, he made a circus catch. Well, I've been to the circus.
Yeah.
I like the clowns.
Yeah. You see them doing catches?
I like the trapeze artists, the people that swing on them things and catch each other and stuff. I love that. But at no point in time have I ever seen anybody out in one of the three rings and try to catch a football. I've never seen a receiver at a circus. So I just don't know what this circus catch is.
Well, I guess that's just making an extraordinary catch, but you hear that all the time. But like you said, I've been to a circus a couple of times, and I've never seen them catch footballs or much anything at a circus.
I've seen them throw sticks and knives at each other, but
I've seen 100 clowns get out of a Volkswagen one night.
I think I saw Mr. T one night stuff 100.
Yeah, he had 100 midget clowns with him. He just tossed them through doors. Here's another one, Coach. We don't need to try to do too much.
No, you don't. You need to do just enough.
What is that? We don't need to try to do too much.
No, we need to do enough to win. We don't need to do too much. If we do too much, we might not. We may not make it.
Yeah. So, that one always kills me.
Well, the other one, I'll tell you when it gets me, Coach. I'll tell you one. How about this? How many times have you heard this? The other team just wanted it more than us.
Yeah. The better team won today.
What that tells me is you need to quit practicing football. Don't worry about practicing football. Don't work on passing, catching, blocking, tackling. Don't worry about that. Work on wanting it. Do wanting it drills. You know, when I was 11 years old, I think I was at the peak of my wanting it, because there was this one time I wanted an ice cream sandwich. I really wanted it, and my mom and daddy wouldn't let me have one. The little truck came by, ringing the bell. I wanted to go out there and get me an ice cream sandwich, and I couldn't. But that one kills me. You know, they wanted it more than we did.
Yeah, they wanted it. Better team won. What about this one, Coach? We got to keep chopping wood.
Yeah, I've never understood that, because when I was playing baseball, my baseball coach would always tell me, "You're swinging like you're chopping wood."
Were you
So was that
swinging
a good
down?
thing, or is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I got to ask you, were you swinging down at the plate?
I think I was chopping a tree down. I think that's more what it looked like. But you know, I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? No.
I don't know.
We got to keep chopping wood. Well, my coach told me to quit chopping wood.
Yeah, quit chopping that wood.
Yeah, I'm confused.
What about?
Hey, I got one. They left it all on the field.
Yes, yes. They left
How
it
would
out
you like
there.
to clean up that mess?
Yeah, whatever it was, they left it out there.
Sure. They left it all on the field. Well, who's cleaning that up?
It band boosters will be out there on the field cleaning what they left out there. Yeah. What about protect this house? Protect our house.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't need a whole football team to protect my house.
So you
I've
lock
got
stock.
that handle right by the night singing.
You lock stock and ready to rock.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't got to worry about that. I don't. But yeah, you know, that's one that you know, they talk about home field advantage and all that kind of stuff, and then they start talking about protect this house. Well, that's just one of those cliches that coaches say, and players. I hear players saying that more than anything else.
Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. What about at a baseball game, Coach? You always hear somebody yell, throw strikes. Now, you know good and well that pitcher, he's not intentionally not going to throw a strike.
Yeah, you know, I don't think at any point in time he stepped up there and goes, you know, I believe I'm going to throw about 5 balls in a row.
Yeah, I'm going to throw these in the dirt.
And then I'm going to trick him and throw a strike. Yeah.
You know.
Hey, I got one for you. He's deceptively quick.
what is that? That's a nice word to say. Nice way to say he's slow.
I don't know, but you know, I guess I'm deceptively good looking and smart.
Well,
you know, I used to be deceptively slow. Now I'm just slow.
You're just slow.
Yeah. Now I'm just slow. I used to be deceptively slow. I was deceptive.
Yeah, don't be deceptive. What about this one, Coach? You hear when they're talking about coaches, you'll hear this, and it always. I'm thinking, this coach has a great offensive or defensive mind.
He better.
Yeah. Well, he better at least know the basics.
He's in the wrong profession if he don't.
You never hear anybody say this doctor has got a great mind for surgery.
Well, if he doesn't have a great defensive mind or a great offensive mind, he better find somebody that does.
Yeah, that's why I never understood that. Well, why if he didn't, why is he in that position?
He needs to go sell cars. Oh, well, I got one for you. All right. What about this one? When you hear the announcers out there go, boy, he's gonna feel that hit in the morning. The kid's laying there on the ground, grimacing, holding his face mask, rolling around in the dirt, not able to get up. I think he feels it right now.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't think he's gonna have to wait till in the morning to feel it.
Yeah, about like that time when I was at Florella when the kid was laid out there motionless and wouldn't move. I don't know if I told you that story, and all he did was when I got out there, it was in a junior varsity game, and kid got out there and lay there. He's flat on his back, not an arm, a leg, nothing moving. So we rush out there because the referee's giving us, the wave, get out there and
you
go.
got to get out here. He's hurt bad.
Yeah, he's hurt bad. Might have to call the ambulance. Got there and say the kid's name. It was Dwelling. Where's it? And he's just, that was all he did. I said, where does it hurt? And he's just grunting, not moving. And we got him set up. And I said, he's still grunting. I said, Llewellyn, if you're not hurt anywhere, we got to get up off this field. So he stood up, and I said, where's your mouthpiece? He said, Coach, I swallowed it. That's a true story.
Well,
that's why he was grunting. He had a mouthpiece in his tummy. Luckily, he didn't choke himself out there.
You think he was grunting now? I bet he was grunting about a day or two.
Yeah. How about next day? It may have been taco surprise.
I bet he was grunting.
Well, that young man. Yeah, I worried about him for a week because I kept going, have you passed it yet? I don't think. That's what he said. We couldn't find his mouthpiece, and he said he swallowed it, or at least that joker didn't tell me that he actually passed it. I don't ever know, but he that was it. We thought we had a head or spinal injury, and it ended up being swallowed mouthpiece. You don't see those very often.
I believe that may be a first for me. Hey, I got one for you. This is one that I've never understood. You're gonna have to explain this one. Okay, you're gonna have to explain this one. Well, they're better than their record.
That's maybe a nice way of saying we're gonna beat them by 30, and just telling the papers that they're not very good. We're gonna beat them by 30.
I've never understood that.
What about
the other one? I'll tell you one I don't understand either. And I hear coaches say this all the time. That kid gives 110%.
Yeah.
Why not 150%? Why not 200%? Why 110?
Yeah. Well, who come up with the extra 10? Why not just 100%?
Yeah. I mean, how can, if 110% is what he's given, isn't that the new 100?
Yeah, I would say it is.
So I've never understood that. if that kid's giving 110%, well, then that's the new 100%. I've never gotten that one. Never have.
What about this? We players talking. He says, I just got to stay within myself.
Well, if you get out of yourself, I don't want to be around to see that.
Oh, I gotta stay within myself. And what about this? Is always a good one. We're going to go in a different direction.
So if you're winning and you're going in a different direction, you're going to start losing. All right.
Exactly.
If you're losing, that means that you're fixing to start winning.
Or
you're going in a different direction.
Or
I
keep
think
losing.
you probably need to let your opponents know we're going in a different direction. There's no need in y'all coming down
here. Yeah. No need to show up, guys.
Well, on that same line, what about this one? We have to play a full 60 minutes.
Well, did you sign up for less or more?
Yeah, I mean, well, what are you going to do? Start the game and then go, look, y'all go ahead, play by yourselves. We'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Let the clock run down.
We only signed up for 12 minutes.
Yeah. We got to play a full 60 minutes.
Well, there's a million of these things we could go through and talk about, and I'm sure that, there's a million more. But Coach, you remember? Well, I know in the NFL, I know both of us remember. Remember when coaches used to smoke on the sideline?
Yeah. Listen, I can remember warming up in high school, getting ready to play Ozark. And the legendary coach, Paul Terry, was at Ozark at the time. And I remember warming up and looking at the other end of the field, and he was standing under the goalpost, smoking one cigarette right after the other.
He was lighting them up quick.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't chain smoking; he was two-fisting it. And then on during the game, we were actually winning, and I remember looking over there on the sideline, and he's calling plays, and he's got a cigarette in his hand, and he's got his arm around one of the receivers, telling him to play and sending him out there.
He didn't have like 3 inches of ash hanging off the end of one of them, did he?
I'm sure he did. I mean, he was but now Coach Terry, he was a legend.
You would think during that time you'd see more coaches with a pipe.
Like a Sherlock Holmes pipe?
Yeah, like
the coach at Miami, Snellenberger. Snellenberger used to smoke a pipe.
Yeah, I tell you, I've never smoked a pipe, but I like to smell one.
Well, apparently whatever his name was,
Snellenberger.
Yeah, he liked it too because he did. He had one of those Sherlock Holmes, that like hung down halfway of his chest.
Yeah, it looked like a part of a section of a tuba.
Yeah. But he did. Snellenberger used to smoke a pipe. He did. I know a few coaches that they might not do it on the sideline, but they'll fire up old Stogie every now and then and take them a hit of a cigar.
Yeah. Then, but now today's coaches, they probably, if they gotta have that type of fix, they into that vape, whatever that vape is.
Yeah. Look, to each his own.
That's right.
If I had to guess, those coaches at Vape also have that I can't believe it's not butter spray that they put on their salads when they start eating.
Well, they over there vaping some pumpkin spice caramel.
Yeah, and then putting I can't believe it's not spray on there.
I can't believe it's not putting that Fabio spray, Coach.
Hey, get a baked potato.
Yeah, about like putting WD-40 on baked
I'm
potato.
sitting there smearing real butter and dumping ranch dressing and whatever else I can get on it, and they spraying it with butter. Or not even butter. I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not butter.
Right.
No. Well, Coach, you might need to get you a pipe. Not to smoke, just to carry it around with you.
Carry it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Bring, what they call it, pound sign, bring back the pipe.
Yeah, hashtag pipes, bring back the pipe.
I don't know about no hashtag. I've seen that pound sign stuff.
That's what that is. That's the pound sign.
Well, you said it was something else.
Well, you talking about the pound sign looks like a tic-tac-toe board, correct?
Yeah. I've seen it where they have like pound sign strong, like you were talking about.
Yeah, that's it. That's hashtag like over there with y'all, WS Neil, the Neil experience. I need to ask you what that is.
You have to talk to Coach Wilcox.
Okay. You can't give me just a.
I listen. I don't understand all that stuff like that with that pound sign. I don't know where it goes.
Well, it could go in that pipe if you'd get you one.
I'm getting one. I'm gonna get one.
You need to start whittling. I can get you some birch or something and start whittling you a pipe.
Or I want one of those like Sherlock Holmes had.
One that was like got a moose antler.
Yeah.
Ivory finish.
Looks like you got an elk horn hanging down.
Yeah. And then get you some Captain Black to pack in it.
Nothing about no Captain Black either. You get me on.
I don't know. Put some Red Man in it.
Now I know where you can get Red Man.
Well, hey, do you know, Coach? It's not even called Red Man anymore.
What's it called?
The politically correct folks got rid of Red Man.
You're kidding.
No, I saw it the other day when I was in a convenience store. And I was just looking there when I was waiting in line. I was like, yeah, I remember Bullet Woods, Rooster Snuff,
Taylor's Pride,
Lancaster, Levi Garrett. And I was like, where's Red Man? And it says America's Best. That's what it's called now.
That's what's wrong today. When me and you were playing little league, football, baseball, fill in the blank, our coaches came to practice, and most of them had their name on their shirt. They smelled like diesel fuel, and they were smoking Marlboros.
Right. And there wasn't nothing wrong with that.
No. Now they come to practice, and they're leaving their house where they put I can't believe it's not butter on their salad and vaping. Yeah. And they probably have a ponytail or one of those little things on the back of their head.
A honey bun.
Yeah, well, I call it something else, but I can't say that. We'll get in trouble.
They got a little Debbie cake on the back of their head.
Well, I can't say what that really is because, like I said, I'll get in trouble. But Listen, that's the difference. You know, we played for sure enough men that didn't care about your feelings. They just trying to make you better. And I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't say that when we grew up, we were better than kids coming up today, but I know we were tougher.
Well, we didn't have a choice because
Yeah,
Marlboro man wouldn't let you lay out on the field.
yeah. Or he's gonna rub you down with some kerosene, and you'd be running with him smoking and blowing it in your face. You know.
Coach, I won't ever forget. I remember when I was playing Little League baseball. No, I was playing minor league. This is before Little League. And our coach, we had this little kid. I don't want nobody to get upset. But we had this little fat kid on the team. And listen, he couldn't catch. He couldn't hit. He couldn't do nothing. And he'd sit in the dugout every game with one of those 4-foot sticks of bubble gum and try to get the whole thing in his mouth. Well, Marlboro man starts to send him out one game to go out on the field. And this is before, now everybody gets to play. Well, they didn't give a crap if you played or not. But Marlboro man starts to send little chunky boy out on the field with his bubble gum. And you know how you were talking about the boy swallowed the bubble gum? Swallowed the mouthpiece.
Right.
So, chunky boy gets out there on the field, and at the end of the inning, he's coming off the field and he's walking off the field. And back in the day, you didn't walk on and off the field.
No.
Well, as he's walking off the field, he's got a bubble that's as big as my head. I mean, it is. He's got a bubble as big as my head. And Marlboro man took his diesel fuel soaked finger and stuck it in that bubble and popped it, and it just encased the little chunky boy's head. It was on the bill of his cap because them little fat kids always wear their hat way down here. And it went all over the bill of his hat, wrapped around his head, and nothing was ever said.
No, and that kid probably grew up to be a fat adult.
I bet he didn't blow no bubbles coming off.
And that didn't blow bubbles on it. That just popped in his face.
I bet that wound up his bubble gum chewing.
But you know what that did, Coach, is the folks who were supposed to make All-Stars during that time usually made the All-Star team. If you didn't play, either you got in there after the season and got better, or you didn't play anymore.
Well, and the coaches we had, Stan, I don't remember them having kids that were playing.
Mm-mm.
I don't remember them. They didn't have kids on the team. They coached because they loved the game and they loved being around those kids and being around us. I know when I was playing that pee-wee football, it's what we used to call it. And when I was playing it, the 3 coaches that we had, none of them had kids that played. They did it because they loved football. And nothing against somebody that wants to get out there and coach their son. I can understand that. But we don't need coaches spraying butter.
Yeah, and I will say I'm one out there right now in the rec leagues that is out there with my boys, but I have a hard time because I am coaching with some of those.
Yeah.
And there's a big generation gap there, and a lot of it I don't get and don't want to get. So Uh, but like you
Well,
said, to each his own,
hey,
whatever. You know, if that's what floats your boat, get your goat or whatever. We might
well,
have to just come up with hashtag whatever.
mm. Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag. But yeah, we need to bring back hashtag. Bring back the pipe. Bring back.
Well, I will. We need to start that. Next time you see me, I may have a big elk horn hanging down.
Have a leather pouch with you tell folks it's got tobacco in it, but it's really just a pouch you carry.
you get dirt in it.
Yeah, I got some dirt for y'all if y'all like some. You know, that's what I use for injuries. That's what we used to use for injuries. Coach Grimes used to say, I said, Coach, golly, man, I got this cut here on my elbow. He said, go over and give me some dirt. Huh? He said, don't hum me, go give me some dirt and bring you back some dirt. He'd take that dirt and rub it all in you, dadgum scrape of your arm or cut.
Yeah, if you did that now, you'd be on CNN.
Yeah, and then when we would leave, Coach, after you got washed up, he was standing there waiting for anybody. He knew he checked everybody out when they was leaving that gym. It was Coach Johnny Grimes. And I love that man to death. Would have ran through a wall, did whatever for him. But I think he had a box of Nitrotan that he kept stashed
Oh,
somewhere.
that stuff was nothing but hell in a can.
Yeah, and it would turn your skin to a yellow.
Yeah, hey, and anything else it touched.
Yeah, now it would come off your skin after about 3 months, but it never come out of your clothes.
No,
He would be waiting by that door, and he would just lay into you with that stuff on a cut or scrape, and just laid it on thick, and it was like pouring, gas on a cut. But I'll tell you one thing that stuff did do. In about 3 days, it healed up.
and it was scabbed over before you got home.
Yeah. So that's another thing. You can't do that to kids anymore either. And all you're doing is looking out, you know, looking out for them.
No, but I bet you have to have a bottle of I can't believe it's not butter on the table when they eat a pregame meal.
That's for all the under 30 coaches,
Yeah.
or 35 and under. But
Oh,
anyway, coach. Well, listen, hey, it's been great to talk to you. We got away from football a little bit and just had us a good time. Sometimes that's what we need to have. But I'm gonna be on.
listen, I plan on having a good time all the time. So
I, I'm gonna be on the lookout for a pipe.
I'm getting one. I'm telling you.
I mean,
I'm
not that
going to have one.
and
I
then
don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to have one.
just carry it around, and folks go, that might be a sign of sophistication. I
Well,
tell you, you need to get you a pipe, a cane, and what is that? The monocle, the one like Mr. Peanut. That's what that's what you need to get. Yeah, a monocle. Just have one eyeglass.
can you
Right
buy
there.
those? You may have to
You,
make it.
you go over to Dr. Drivers and op and see if he can order you a monocle.
Yeah, I'm going to call Dr. Driver and say, hey, y'all got any monocle?
I want it to match my pipe and cane, you know. But and
Oh.
uh, and say, I dare anybody call me Mr. Peanut.
Well,
Or the Monopoly guy. Didn't the Monopoly guy? He had one of those too.
yeah, but I don't like them big tall hats. You think I could get one of them little beanie things and wear it? You know, my head's too big for one of those top hats.
You need a derby or a Kango.
What?
one of them little driving caps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I
That's
need
what you
something.
need.
I need something. My head. They have those one size fit all hats.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
they don't work, do they?
No, I had to completely unhook them. They
Well,
just flopping in the back.
that's the way my cap was last year when I coached T-ball. The only cap that was left over after I passed them out was a child small. And I had to use black electrical tape and make me an extender. And it looked like I looked like Baby Huey with, with somebody squeezed a hat on my head.
I coached Baby Huey one time. So
Yeah, he was all saving too.
we
But
got to
anyway,
go. We
we
got to
gotta
go.
go. We gotta go. Listen, Coach, one in
Hey,
a
we
row.
got one in a row.
One in a row. We'll try to get us a guest on to break up this silliness next week. Especially, I'm gonna look up on YouTube tonight circus catches in a circus.
Now, I'm fixing to sit down and try to figure out exactly how you can not play for 60 minutes.
Well, that's what when Pat Dye was hired at Auburn, they asked him how long would it take to beat Alabama. He said 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, Coach, have a great rest of the week. One in a row. And this is Stan with Stan the Coach with the Coach Greg Ennis. And we will see you next week
With a pipe.
with